Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. No, that ain't right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's Scale News Update. No, that's not right. Hey guys, it's Ding Dong from West Desert Wheeler. What was that damn intro?
West Desert Wheeler checking in. Hello?
You know what?
He says his name at the beginning of every video. Hey, it's Ding Dong from West Desert Wheeler. Is his name Josh too?
What's going on, guys? My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler, and in today's video we're going to be covering the brand new truck that I built entirely out of spare parts from my spare parts bin. Yes, it looks like a Traxxas, but it's on axial axles and it has an Element chassis, so a bit of a full mix going on here. It's going to be a cool truck. I've got this set up currently for Class 1 crawling, and I threw down some cones on these rocks, and I'm going to compare it against my Class 2 truck, which is kind of my gold standard. This is my Rock Pirates RC truck. Looking forward to seeing how this guy can hang with the Rock Pirates RC truck. Spare parts build, very, very bare bones. It's a brushed motor. It's an axial 55 turn because that's what I had sitting in the bin. It's got an AE5 ESC. Thank you, Randall. I'm running a 1300 3S pack and then plastic shock towers, plastic rock sliders. This is my old Gatekeeper chassis, but it got destroyed a few times, so not in the greatest shape. It's got some axial 4-link in the rear with Incision 80mm shocks off the rear of my Phoenix. The front are some spare 90 or 100mm axial shocks, and because of the panhard mount on the AR45s, I'm not running any springs in there because there's just no clearance once that shock body gets up close to that panhard mount on the axle. Let's go hit the rocks with this truck and see how she does, and then we're going to follow it up with the Class 2 truck, which I have added steel 2.2 weights from Vanquish on here. Went through a bit of a headache trying to get those all installed, but I've got weights front and rear. I'm going to try it like this for a little bit, and then I'm going to probably switch over to front only and see which setup I like more. This truck has a full droop suspension, so there are springs that try to pull the shock closed, so having a little more weight in the wheels is actually going to force the suspension to work a little bit more, put a little more weight on the truck, on the tires, push it into the ground, but it keeps a nice low center of gravity. So looking forward to seeing how that does today as well. All right, guys, here comes the parts truck on course number 1. This is my first run of this course, so kind of at a disadvantage coming into it with the, in theory, less capable truck. I have run this almost not at all. I have very little experience with this truck and seeing how it'll do. But I set this one up full droop in the front suspension. Like I mentioned, the springs would not fit with that panhard mount on the axial axles. One important thing I've got going on in that front axle is I do have an overdrive gear set in the ring and pinion. So it should be about 10% overdrive in the front. Really hoping these little Class 1 tires stick here. These are the Proline BF Goodrich KM3s in the G8 compound. Using a bush for traction here. Big steep climb. Bush is right in the way, kind of how I designed it. Now the servo I've got in this truck is a ProTech RC servo, but this one is not high voltage at all. If you go above 6 volts, it will fry it, and all of my other trucks I run higher voltage than that. All my other trucks I run higher voltage on, so this truck with the AE5 ESC in there, that's an axial brushed ESC, really, really basic. It's what comes in their RTR trucks. So I swapped that AE5C ESC in here, which does not put out a lot of power for servos, which this ProTech servo is surprisingly torquey at 6 volts, and it's very quick. So it's good for like wiggling my tires, try and bring the whole truck down. We might be in trouble here. Uh-oh. Oh man. Oh, ah! That was a hard fall there. The only weight in this truck are the G-made beadlock wheels. They're kind of a solid cast pot metal in the rear of the wheel. You can see through the design of the faceplate there that's just silver. That's because they're a solid metal behind that. And that adds a good bit of weight down low. The rest of the truck is incredibly light. So you might be wondering why this looks like a Traxxas. That's because I did not have a spare parts body laying around. Uh-oh, we're running into our bumper. Got to get our tires on the ground here. And then this one's gonna belly us out really bad. dragging the rear end. Just trying to work our front a little bit. Oh, come on, truck. We got it. Come on, truck. Beautiful. Got through gate 4 clean. Oh, we got to take a reverse. Okay. I will score this up afterwards and then put it all together. I took a wrong turn, so I got to go back up and around. I'm real professional here, guys. Getting lost on my own courses. So I originally had the factory Traxxas TRX 4 wheels and tires as the takeoffs on this truck, and I had the Class 1 tires on the Traxxas. However, once I kind of got this put together and saw how well it was working, I decided that, you know what, I think I want to make this a Class 1 truck. Now, this is not its final form. I'm going to end up buying some parts for it, get a legit body dedicated for it and whatnot. But I'm kind of liking the performance that I'm seeing out of it so far. This is only my second run with this truck. Here we are coming through between the bushes and the rocks, which is actually going to set us up very, very nice for this big drop we're about to come down here. So when I set this cone, I kind of decided for myself, if the truck rolls here, I'm going to consider it a gate, because basically you're going to roll right past the gate anyway. Oh man, we're in trouble. Holy crap, I don't know how this hasn't rolled yet. Just that body's holding us up. It might settle. It settled. There we go. Just gotta get through it clean. Course 1, nice and clean with the Class 1 truck, other than that gate I rolled across on that insane side hill, which is very likely the next truck's gonna do it too. So let's go grab our Class 2 and see how she compares. Figured I'd give you guys a look inside here. Like I mentioned, I got that ProTech RC servo in there, got the Element servo tray up front, so I can also run a winch in there if I eventually get one. Element battery tray, axial AE5, that's just Velcroed to the sliders. Got my receiver in there, Velcroed to the sliders. 55 turn, 3-gear trans, nothing special going on at all. Almost very little travel in the rear suspension here, so I'm thinking once it gets up and steep, the truck should stay a little more stable than some of my other ones do. And then I got all the travel up front, so it's all droop. I figure once it's steep, that droop suspension is going to let it articulate while the rear keeps it planted in the rear. That's the theory, at least, and we're going to try it out on this truck and see how it ends up doing. So far, so good. I'm pretty much liking this setup. The only downside I see with this is that it's the 12.3 wheelbase with these small tires, and I think I need to shorten my wheelbase quite a bit, maybe go down to like 11.8, somewhere in there. Okay guys, here's my Class 2 style RC crawler. This is the Rock Pirates RC sponsored truck. I've got their towers in the rear, I've got the hardline bed, the rock sliders, the front servo and winch mount in there, the battery tray. This thing is fully decked out and it's really awesome. Looking forward to getting those front SCX10-2 towers that are now available as well. Those are on the way. All right, so you might be wondering, why would I run weights front and rear on this truck? Why wouldn't you just put fronts in it? Well, the original build where I never had weights in it, it already had a forward weight bias. So by adding weights front and rear and the same amount of weight, it still has a forward weight bias. It's just lowered the center of gravity because there is more weight down low now. So like side hilling through here, I would expect it to stay a little more planted than my Class 1 did. And sure enough, that tire never left the ground. It just stuck and drove right up. And I've got one run on this truck outside of this run here, and it does seem like it's a little heavier and it's a little more planted, and it's kind of exactly what I was looking for. Got the weight on the tires to just help it pull up and through here. Yeah, I cleared that other cone by a mile, no problem. Let's try to avoid that bush, and let's avoid doing the big loop because I missed the turn. There we go. So these are the Vanquish 2.2 brake stainless steel weights. I'm guessing most likely I'm going to end up ditching the rear weights. They didn't make as big of a difference for that droop suspension as I kind of hoped. The springs in that rear droop are probably a little too strong now that I've added weights and they aren't working like I thought they were going to. So I may end up running 2 of these weights on the front of this truck and then putting 2 of the weights on my Capra. I want to get as close to that top cone as possible. Okay, well, that's a bad gate. All right, I will be sure to add a rollover point on my score there because I ended up completely on my roof. A big difference between this truck and my parts build, the weight of it, just the components on this truck. I have a lot more metal parts on this, so the chassis itself ends up weighing a noticeable amount more than my spare parts does. Didn't even touch the belly, just cruised through that. Easy gate for this truck. Go high of the bushes this time. We're gonna drop into gate 5. Might even make this harder on ourselves. So drive in here, get that rear axle planted, and then turn down into it just for the hell of it. Another big difference is just the quality of electronics in here. So I don't want to take this back up. Let's see if I can side hill this. Yeah, it's not that bad. Trying to get it to turn is the interesting part. Okay, ended up taking it back up anyway. I don't know about you guys, but bushes trip me up way more than like rock formations do. Bushes are always rolling me over and getting me stuck and just in dumb situations like that. So if you're in a competition, avoid the shrubbery. Ah. Not only did I roll, I also hit the gate, which I was gonna give myself a gate for anyway. So did not take my time like I should have there. Well, I already know that the score was better for the Class 1 because I didn't kill more than one gate with the Class 1. So big thumbs up there, it's doing pretty good. My Class 2, I should have been driving better than that. I don't know what happened. Getting stuck on the roof was kind of just unfortunate, but we'll set up another set of cones. We'll see what happens on the next set. All right, guys, this one is definitely going to be suited for the Class 2 truck. This one's gonna get a little more spicy. Let's see what happens. Here we go. On this first gate, I put this gate basically in an impossible turn. Oh, we're already losing it. I want to get that right rear tire. Oh man, it almost has it. Okay, we got to take a reverse. Uh-oh. Ouch. Yeah, guess we'll just swing around and try again. Okay, we got a little aggressive on that first turn. So here's a very important piece of advice, guys. If a gate is too crazy, just take the gate. So I already hit it. I got to take a reverse. Okay, so I hit the gate. I actually don't usually count progression. Yeah, this ain't happening. So I'm just gonna reposition out of here. That was ugly. Okay, horrible start. Moving on. Now gate 2 has a ledge near the gate, and then there's also a ledge on the bottom that the truck needs to get up on first. So be sure to get yourself set up with the right angle before you start trying to climb a second ledge like that. Horrible, man. Doing terrible with this truck. But let it be known that I have not run these gates yet with anything before, so this is specifically for this video. So I got the rear tire higher on the ledge before trying to bring the fronts up, and it gave me a way better push. I do not want to slip further down this ledge. My rears are squared up to the wall, which is a problem. I can turn left, but it's going to drag the truck down. There we go, a little bit of work. Got up through there. Swing up and around this formation. I don't really know how I'm gonna get set up for gate 3. I put in a boundary up here. You see this chalk line comes over and down, so I'm not gonna allow myself to come up and above that gate 5. I need to figure out how to do this U-turn. I'm just gonna go past gate 5. Big flat area, lots of room to turn around. I'm cruising back up in here. Try not to step off the ledge myself. Here we go. Crawling up, gotta watch gate 5. I wanna get my front end as high as possible before I start my turn. And luckily with the front end, you can always just wiggle your servos to bring it down a little more if you want, but you need to get your rear set where they need to be. So, hugging that top cone as close as possible. I'm gonna turn uphill to try and get this rear to clear. Hit the gate 3, that's a bummer. I was close though, I almost had it. But the score sheet doesn't care about close. Now, steep descent. Trying to make this turn. This ledge isn't gonna allow it to stick, but once it reaches the end of that ledge, ouch. That's a bummer. Maybe we can find a different way up, it's easier. Okay. Here's a great piece of advice. If it's really hard to make the U-turn, back down into the area you're trying to get to. Okay, now another thing to notice on this gate, there's a ledge up here and this is a V-notch. You need to stay balanced in V-notches. I left myself just enough room to leave a tire up there and this ledge runs all the way down. So my tires are already on that ledge. Instead of trying to climb it later, I'm gonna ride that ledge all the way up and keep the rear up. There we go, front snuck through, no problem. The rear's already on the ledge, it's not trying to climb it, and it cruised right up through gate number 4. So that's the kind of stuff I look for when I'm out there rock crawling in competitions. This is a nasty gate here. Got to avoid the boundary line, and then I'm gonna drag my belly through here and I'm gonna land on the first ledge, and then there's a second ledge. So once the front end goes off the second ledge, the rear is gonna come sliding in, and who knows where it's gonna land. So you wanna get centered as possible. Also pay attention to any amount of angle that there is on the ledge. You wanna get to the high side of any angle. So this one's fairly flat. Maybe a little throttle to kind of slide the belly over. There we go. The rear's kind of sliding down. And then I want to straighten up before I drop off the second ledge. I'm most likely going to tag this arrow cone with my back right. So a little throttle to get us out of here. There we go. Planted, came to a stop. Now we're working our way over to gate 6. Anytime you're traveling in between gates like this, find the smoothest, easiest path. And then I need to get set up for gate 6. So big flat area to turn around in. And here we go. Get our tire up on that rock up there to help keep more traction on the ground and keep the truck off its belly. Now I've got that big ledge on the left side, so I need to stay close to the number 6 cone and then turn into the ledge. Don't let that back right force your front end over into that number 6 cone, but anticipate it wanting to do that. So like I said, just reading the terrain, you gotta know what your truck's going to try to do so that you can fight through it. I'm not looking good on that gate 6 in the rears, so I gotta stay high. All right, we're gonna take a backup because the rear is not where it needs to be. So instead of hitting the cone, I'm gonna try and reverse out of here, get set up again. So right there, guys, very important. A reverse is always worth less than a cone. The key is to make your reverse count. Go as far back as you need to, and then also on your second approach, you gotta get it right. So I'm trying to go a little more on the driver's side there. I'm gonna try and hug that driver cone as close as possible, but just the way this is angling me over, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I can turn right, which sounds weird. Oh, I just clipped it, and unfortunately unable to get through 6 clean. That's the end of the course. That was a rough run for this truck, so let's see what we can make happen with the Class 1. I don't know if it's gonna be any better than what this thing just did. All right, here we go, course 2 with this truck. This one's gonna get a little interesting. You can see the way this truck moves, it's just so much lighter. Okay, I already got that tire kind of trapped under there. We're just axled out. Slowly rotating. I can't even see what's going on. Yeah, that tire's just trapped in the overhang now. Missing that brushless power right about now. Oh, we got the front end out of the pinch. Hold up. Did I get that clean? Unfortunately, I couldn't see where I was, and I don't think the camera could either. Wow, that was freaking cool. Damn. This thing gets in there and puts up a fight, that's for sure. I'm giving that one clean because I don't have evidence to say anything else. The rock didn't move, the cone didn't move, to my knowledge. All right. Gotta take a reverse here. Let's get the rear end high. That wasn't high enough. And then bring the front end down. Catch that ledge as soon as we can, turn into it. Tires are just smaller, it doesn't like this ledge. And the ledge on the back tires is just breaking away. Okay, we're just gonna kill this gate and move on. I don't think this size of tire liked that ledge. So we're gonna do the same move over here. Go down there where it's flat, do a big U-turn. Man, this truck is slow. I was floored right there. Okay. Now we're starting our turn up in here. Bellied out. There we go, using the ledges to help get the truck off its belly. Now here's a big difference. This left rear tire is not where it needs to be. So I'm gonna drive up close to the boundary and actually give this a reverse. Because it needs to be on the right line to get through here. The other truck didn't make it either, so I may have put this gate 5 just in the wrong spot. Uh-oh, bellied out. Rear end's just traveling over. We're in trouble. Got the front end through. Let's turn uphill. Oh, I'm not gonna give that to me. I didn't see the cone move. That's typically what I go off of, is seeing cone move. This one, I'm not even gonna try the down turn. I'm gonna do the backup from here, which is gonna set me up completely different than the other truck. Uh-oh. So let's see if a reverse can get it. We're in trouble. Oh man. I don't think there's anything I can do to save it. It's going down. So I'm just gonna take the rollover here instead of letting it fall and potentially hit other cones. Well, I guess that gate's dead anyway, but don't need to let the truck fall if I don't need to let it fall, you know what I mean? No need to unnecessarily hurt it. Damn. Even the different backup style didn't work out for us there. Well, that was weird. So, just like the other truck. Oh Lord, our battery fell out. That ain't good. Hold on. All right, now I know that one of my buddies, Wyatt, is going to be watching this, and I know that I made a mechanical rule in my competition specifically for him because his shit's always breaking. So I am going to assign myself 5 points for a mechanical there because my battery fell out of my truck. But it's not going away, Wyatt. It's still there for you, buddy. Okay, truck could tip over right here. Got that rear tire really high on that ledge. Gonna use the front end to settle it back down. Got our fronts up on that notch like we talked about. Rear's on the ledge already, just like we talked about. Cruise up out of 4. We gotta go do the drop out of 5. Stay close to the boundary as we can. Uh-oh, we waited too long to floor it. See, and this is why you want to give it the gas before you're on your skid plate, because the truck will start pivoting and is a lot more unpredictable once it's on its skid plate. Although this kind of worked out. This is going to be smooth. Yep. Got lucky was what that was. That wasn't skill. This is the gate I'm really worried about with the Class 1. Okay. That's it. Uh-oh. Keep working over towards the aero cone. Max articulation. And it plops over that way. We're on our diff. If our diff was only on the other side. So you can turn up, which will give you more clearance, but that's also going to tip the truck further towards the number 6 cone. Yeah, we're about ready to touch that cone already, so drive it through. And just squeaked and touched it. Let's give that one more shot. Wonder if coming in on just a slightly different angle like this might help it. Oh yeah, there's no rock over there. That's why I can't do that. It's just a big overhang, which these tiny little tires can't hang with. And then the bumper runs into the rock. And there we go, we got up to the top of it somehow. It's really gonna tip us over. I just don't know if this gate's possible. Yep, truck tipped over. We're on the cone. And we're gonna roll over it. Well, that's gonna be the end of that one. Well guys, I'm gonna call it good there. 2 solid runs with each truck. I'm really impressed with what this Class 1 is actually capable of and how well it's doing. I want to send out a thank you and shout out to Matt with Scale Builders Guild as well as Josh from Harley Designs. They're 2 awesome channels. I really enjoy their content. I watch anything that those guys put out because it's really high level and there's a lot of good information in there. But they do live streams. They do a joint live stream every Wednesday, and I was in there talking to him and whatnot, and Matt was the one who called me Ding Dong, and so I told him that I would do an intro with it in there. That's what this whole intro is all about. I'll be sure to throw a clip where Matt's talking about it in here shortly. And after that though, I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Please drop a comment what you think down below. Be sure to pick up a West Desert Wheeler shirt in the merch link down below. Buy anything through the affiliate links, it will help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Keep the rubber side down.
West Desert Wheeler checking in. Hello.
You know what?
I cannot. He says his name at the beginning of every video. Hey, it's Ding Dong from West Desert Wheeler. Is his name Josh too?
I mean, it sounds like a.
I feel bad if it is.
In his vehicles, does he sound very intelligent and like well?
Yeah, with the complete opposite to what you sound like. So next video by saying, "Hey, what's up? It's Ding Dong from West Desert Wheeler."
Today I'm going to show you my 4-wheel steer Capra.
I'm going to be watching, so you better do it.